Hey everyone, this is the Loose Cannon, David McBee, and welcome back. We got a week off last week. All of our games got canceled and rescheduled, so going to be a busy next 8 days here on the Twin Lakes Sports Network. We have 3 nights of basketball coming up as we finish out our 2025-2026 season. We are coming down the stretch here in conference season, and we got a good one tonight. We have Melbourne making the trip up here to Yellville. It's going to be the Yellville Summit Lady Panthers first taking on the Melbourne Lady Bearcats. Should be a good game. Then we got senior highs boys action will be immediately after that. Should be a good night of basketball. Double header of coverage. Stay tuned right here on the Twin Lakes Sports Network. All right, guys, we are about 4.5 minutes away from the start of our first of a doubleheader of coverage tonight here on the Twin Lakes Sports Network. First game of the night, we have Melbourne and Yellville over here, and we're in Panther country tonight, as Melbourne coming in right now in second place in the 3A conference. They're sitting at 23-2 on the season, having a monster year. It's been a tough go for the Yellville Summit Lady Panthers. They're currently at 6-20 on the season. So, of course, coming down to the final week of regular season conference games, a lot of schools this week. I know some of them are playing 3 or 4 games nights this week, trying to make up for the games they lost last week due to the weather. So it should be a fun night of basketball. Senior high girls action getting ready to start in just a few minutes. Stay tuned right here on the Twin Lakes Sports Network. All right, guys, we're getting ready to get started. First game of the night, first of a doubleheader here on the Twin Lakes Sports Network. It's going to be Melbourne. It's Yellville right here on TLSN. So glad to have you guys joining us. I am flying solo tonight, guys, so we'll need you guys to kind of let me know if everything sounds good, if you can hear me, everything working. So starting lineups after the national anthem here, so. So here we go, starting lineups. First going to be for the Lady Bearcats. Number 5 is McCarter. Number 11, Byram. Number 13 is Macy Webb. Number 14, Callie Thornton. And number 23, Kaylin Caraway. That's your starting lineup for Melbourne. Of course, Melbourne 23-2 on the season, having a monster year. Now starting lineup coming for the Yellville Summit Lady Panthers. So here's the starting lineup for Yellville Summit. 00 Brooke Ott.
At forward, a 5'8" sophomore, number 2, Chloe Gates.
Number 2 is Gates, Chloe Gates.
At guard, a 5'4" junior, number 3, Riley Spence.
Number 3, Riley Spence.
At forward, a 5'8" junior, number 12, Grayson Dearmore.
Number 12, Grayson Dearmore.
And at forward, a 5'10" junior, number 13, True Layton.
And number 13, True Layton. That rounds out your starting lineup. They're coached by head coach Charlie Melton and assisted by Michaela Allen. That's your starting lineup for the Yellville Summit Lady Panthers. So glad to have you joining us tonight, Facebook and on YouTube both. Should be a fun night of basketball here on TLSN. We're glad to have you here. Of course, as I mentioned earlier, guys, I am flying solo tonight, so might be a little slow. We do have with our scoreboard, with me being solo, might be a little slow on the scoreboard, so we'll ask that you guys give me a little grace on the scoreboard tonight, so might run a little bit behind on it. Of course, Melbourne coming in number 2 right now in the 3A2 conference. Swing to the corner. There's a three-pointer to start it off. Rattles around, doesn't go down. Offensive rebound and put back. McCarn gets the first bucket of the game. Melbourne jumps out 2-0. And already Melbourne putting some pressure on, forces a turnover. Now they're going to set up offense. Already up 2-0. I thought the 8 was a 0 there. So it's actually only 2-0 here in the first minute. So got our scoreboard corrected. Now here comes Yellville with Layton bringing it down. 2-0 here in the opening quarter. I thought that 8 was a 0, so that's what happens when you don't wear your glasses. They go down low, and Dearmore, good defense there by Melbourne. So Lady Cats coming back the other way. Three-pointer from the corner. It is up and good. Webb with the 3, and now pressure being put on. Score right now 5-0 here in the opening minute of the game. Shot from Dearmore's off. Here comes Melbourne back the other way. Already up 5-0 here in the first 2 minutes. They swing it to the corner, 3-pointers off. Another offensive rebound and put back. Nice play by Thornton, number 14. Just like that, it's 7-0. Pass intended for Spence. Knocked out of bounds. Good defense there from Caraway. Of course, we were going to try to cover Melbourne when they came to, I think it was flipping. We had a game scheduled, I think it was flipping. We had a game scheduled earlier, but we ended up not being able to make it. So this is our first time seeing the Lady Cats this year. Oh, nice play there by McCarn. Layton trying to answer back with a three, misses it. Ott's going to get a rebound. There's Dearmore. She stops, she shoots. Three-pointer is good, and Yellville gets their first bucket of the game. Makes it 7-3. So first points of the game for Yellville comes from Dearmore. That's in and out off the fingertips of Layton. Jump ball's the call. Going to go back to the Lady Panthers right now. Down 4 here in the opening quarter here on the Twin Lakes Sports Network. So glad to have you guys joining us. Tonight's game's on Facebook and YouTube. So subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook, guys. Trying to get it down low for Dearmore. It's going to be out of bounds off of the Lady Cats. 4:53 to go. 7-3 is the score. Dearmore stops, partially blocked. There's Layton with the rebound and the putback. Nice play from Layton. And the Lady Cats attacking down the court quickly. They swing it wide open. Three from the top is off. Good job there from the Lady Cats getting the rebounds. They're going to set up again. Went off the back of the iron. Layton with the rebound. So Melbourne jumped up 7-0, but since then, Yellville has played a little more, has played a little better here in the last 2 minutes with Layton and Dearmore. There's a little give and go to Dearmore, nothing there. Swinging it to Gates for three, misses it. Melbourne with the rebound and now pushing the pace, going back the other way. There's a three-pointer from the top. Nice shot from Thornton. And Melbourne's the first to 10 with a 5-point lead. Big collision going for the ball. Caraway hits the floor, bounces right back up. It's going to stay. Looks like the foul's going to be on 23 Caraway. So that's going to be our first foul of the game here, almost halfway through the first quarter. There is a steal and looking to take it in with the play. Nice play is Caraway with the bucket. Now the lead back to 7. Dearmore has her pocket picked. Pass ahead, nice fake, and the bucket is good. McCarn with the nice play. Miscommunication there between Dearmore and Layton. Gonna turn it over, give it back to Melbourne. Three minutes left here in the first quarter. It's been all Melbourne since the opening tip. Scored on their first possession. They've led throughout. There's another good ball movement. Three-pointers open. There's Layton with the nice rebound. Strong rebound there by Layton. So far, Layton and Dearmore with the only points of the game for Yellville. Of course, we got senior high boys right after this. Should be a good one. They lob it in for Layton. McCarn, though, knocks it away. Good defensive recovery there from McCarn. Rainbow three-pointers missed. Ott corrals the rebound for Yellville. Yellville trying to get something going on offense. Looks like they're going to get a foul's going to be on number 13. That's going to be on Webb. That's going to be her first. Second on the team with 2:08 left here in the first quarter. glad to have the Melbourne fans joining us online. I know we've got a chance to, I know I always post the 3A standings, and they're always cheering their team. There's a nice play from McCarn, number 5, with the rejection. And they're always really following their team every time I post the 3A2 standings. So glad we finally get to cover one of their games this year. Inside, nice up and under. McCarn draws the foul, and she's going to go to the line. Foul's going to be on number 13, Layton.
At the line for Melbourne, number 5, Callie McCarn.
McCarn going to go to the line. Of course, since I'm flying solo, I know when Joey's working camera, he's usually zooming in. You can usually see the sweat falling off of people's foreheads and stuff. Unfortunately, if it's just me, I have to do the kind of the further away shot so I can work the camera, the scoreboard, and talk at the same time. So first free throw is no good. Second attempt coming here for number 5, McCarn. 6 foot. She has controlled the boards early. Right now it's 15-5. Layton for 3. Nice play from Layton with the 3. That gets it to 15-8. Spence almost had the steal. Melbourne's going to set back up. Three-pointer in and out. Melbourne's had about 3 or 4 three-pointers that have just rattled in and out. It's going to be punched out of bounds from Dearmore. Going to stay with Melbourne. Story and Gibson check in for the Lady Panthers. Right now down 7, 1:05 left here in the first quarter. Nice play by number 30, High School, with the finish. And now the lead is back to 9. Dearmore a little out of control, gonna set it back up again. There's Layton, she stops, she shoots. Three-pointer, no good. Ott battling for the rebound. There's a steal by Gibson. Hits the bucket, draws the foul, and she's gonna go to the line. Foul's on number 25, Edwards. That's 3rd on the team. Gibson trying to complete the old-fashioned three-point play. That's knocked out of bounds. Gonna stay with Yellville. Of course, district tournament coming up for both of these teams. Right now Melbourne at the top of the 3A, Yellville at the bottom, but they are playing hard here in this first quarter, down 7. Shot clock and game clock are almost identical. Dearmore stops, shoots the 3, rattles around. Story gets the rebound, tries to get it to Layton. Ball's on the floor, body's on the floor finally. Good hustle there from Ott. Gonna be a jump ball possession arrow back to Melbourne with 16.5 seconds to go. Shot clock turned off. Here in our first quarter, last 8 days of the season with us. We have three nights. We'll be at Cotter on Thursday night. Then we'll be back here at Yellville next Tuesday. Three-pointer at the buzzer. Shot from McCarn is no good. So at the end of one, good one here on the Twin Lakes Sports Network. As Melbourne right now up 17-10 here on TLSN. We'll be back in a minute.
Our Best Bank believes in the power of serving others. That's why we're committed to working with and supporting those who serve our communities. From the ones growing our food, to those putting it on everyone's plate. The ones building our neighborhoods, working to improve them, and supporting their neighbors in need. Arvest believes that all communities deserve a financial partner who cares. Arvest Bank. We believe.
All right, guys, welcome back here on the Twin Lakes Sports Network. Good first quarter for Melbourne as they jump up 17-10, showing why they're one of the better 3A girls teams in the state. Good first quarter for them. Yellville, though, hanging tight. Good first quarter comeback. They got down 7-0, and then since then they've actually played them even the rest of the quarter. Right now down 7. Here comes Ott with the drive. Ott wrapped up. McCarn comes away with the steal. I'm going to thank our Yellville Summit Panther fans joining us online, the Melbourne fans joining us. There's a three-pointer from the corner from Byram. Nice play. And now largest lead of the game, it's 10. Layton beat the press, took it in, lost the handle, out of bounds. Draws a foul. It's going to be on Caraway. That's number 2 on her. First foul of the second quarter. Of course, those that are joining us on Facebook and YouTube, be sure to put in the comments. Let us know who you're cheering for. We want to see that in the comments. I won't be able to keep it up as real time as I normally do since I'm working solo tonight, but during commercial breaks and timeouts, we'll be sure to read those comments. Let us know, are you cheering for the Panthers or cheering for the Lady Cats? Who are you cheering for tonight? We'd love to see it. That pass from Gibson high, out of bounds, going to give it back to the Lady Bearcats. We're glad to have you guys joining us, and glad that it's finally had a heat wave today. Got up in the 40s, so because there's a lot of games got to be made up. A lot of games got canceled last week. A lot of school got canceled too. They go into McCarn. She kicks it back outside. Good ball movement by Melbourne, and they find the wide open 3. Big shot by Byram. Three-pointer makes it a 13-point lead, and again, pressure as Dearmore gets it over the half-court line. Dearmore splitting the defense. Nice play from Dearmore. Pulls it back to 11, but now Melbourne pushing the pace. Again, beautiful ball movement, drive, little runner from the free throw line's off. Layton corrals the rebound for Yellville. Going to be a turnover on Yellville. Travel violation on Layton. Of course, 23-11 tonight's game. Of course, you can watch it on Facebook or YouTube, either one. Whatever you prefer, you can watch it on the big screen. There's a three-pointer from the corner. It's off. There's Dearmore with the rebound. She's going to bring it back the other way. Pass is stolen. Good defense there from Caraway. Nice dish. Webb with the finish. Now it's 25-12. Dearmore throws up the shot, no good. Rebound there by Thornton. And then the three-pointer off the back of the iron. They're going to call the foul on 00 Ott. That's going to be her first personal. First shot clock. Melbourne works it inside. Good move by number 11, Byram. Shot didn't fall. Layton with the board. Gibson's going to launch the three from outside, misses it. There's Ott flying in for the rebound. She is rejected from McCarn. Nice play from McCarn. Here comes Melbourne again. The lead is now 13. They're starting to get a little more rhythm. McCarn with the rebound and the nice putback. The lead now is back up to 15. Melbourne putting some pressure on. Of course, this is our first of a doubleheader tonight. We got senior high boys action right after this one. That should be a really good matchup to finish off the evening. Dearmore lobs it into Layton. Layton pass is stolen. Good hands there by Byram. Pass ahead for McCarn with the finish. We got a timeout on the floor as Ott ties her shoes.
Number 22, Sophie Pearson. Back in for the Lady Panthers, number 2, Chloe Gates. And 3, Riley Spence.
Looks like online we got Alondra McFarland. She says, "Go Lady Cats." Lady Cats looking good right now, up 29-12. Dearmore playing hard, hits the bucket. Yellville would love to try to get this back into single digits, but Melbourne's keeping the pedal to the metal. McCarn misses the three. Ott with the rebound. Layton had a good look from outside, misses it out of bounds. Melbourne's going to get it back with 2:54 left. Looks like we got a timeout on the floor. And here on the Twin Lakes Sports Network right now, it's 29-14 here on TLSN. Real quick, let's thank our sponsors, guys, because we couldn't do this broadcast without them, such as Marion County Farm Bureau. Give our good friend Joey Sample a call. Don't overpay for insurance in 2026. Stop by and see Marion County Farm Bureau. Also, Diatley Dental. Great smiles start with Irvin and Christina Diatley. Stop by and see them for all your dental needs. Diatley Dental Care. And Autastic Creations by Bethany. That's my daughter's business. She actually, 10% of everything she makes on her jewelry she gives to autism research. So she's not autistic, she's autastic. That's what she likes to, that's how she came up with the name. Also, the Bean Barn, coffee and espresso. Every time I see it, I was like, man, I should have picked up a Bean Barn before the game. So appreciate the Bean Barn for being a sponsor here on the Twin Lakes Sports Network. Also, if my friends Michael Crispino's watching, shout out to him. I think he watched the game recently, and I forgot to give him a shout out, so shout out to Michael Crispino. Thornton hits the bucket. Makes it 31-14, 2:35 left here in the second quarter. As Melbourne has started to take off here in the second.
Foul number 13, Macy Webb, her second.
Foul's going to be on Webb. That's number 2 on her. Second on the team here in the second quarter. Out of bounds off of the Lady Cats. Dearmore to inbound it. She lobs it into Layton. Nice play from True Layton. Gets it back to a 15-point game with 2 minutes to go. They go. Good defense there from Layton on McCarn. Here comes Ott back the other way for Yellville. Layton thought about shooting and gets it over to Ott. Shot clock down to 15 seconds. Going to be knocked away off of Byram, out of bounds. Yellville's going to retain possession. 11 seconds left on the shot clock. Be out of bounds off of Yellville, back to Melbourne. 1:35 left. It has been all Lady Cats in this first half. Right now up 15. Swing it into McCarn. Another wide open three, and there is Thornton. Makes it 34-16. Ball's knocked around. There's a steal by the Lady Bearcats, and they're going to get it back now. Under a minute to go and looking for more. Three-pointer from outside. No good. There's McCarn. Rips away the rebound. They're going to get another chance from outside. That one off over the top of the backboard. Going to go back to Yellville here with 44.2 seconds to go. Dearmore. Got a 7-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock here. Looks like they're going to call the foul on McCarn. That's going to be her first, third on the team. Now shot clock going to be turned off with 25.3 seconds to go. Lady Bearcats definitely bringing the boom to the room so far tonight. Up 18, looking for more. Yellville trying to get something going here. Good defense. There's the steal, 5 seconds to go. Gonna try to get a shot here to finish off the quarter. And it just misses, but it's been all Lady Bearcats as we're going to halftime. It is Melbourne 34, Yellville 16 here on the Twin Lakes Sports Network, guys. We'll be back in about 8 minutes here on TLSN with second half action.
Arvest Bank believes in the power of serving others. That's why we're committed to working with those who serve our communities, from the ones caring for us every day to those shaping our tomorrows, the ones dreaming big dreams, celebrating their unique cultures, and discovering the power of financial freedom. Arvest believes that all communities deserve a financial partner who cares. Arvest Bank. We believe.
So we're at halftime right now. The Lady Bearcats up 34-16 here on the Twin Lakes Sports Network. So glad to have you guys joining us online on Facebook and YouTube. It's like Susie Crispino online. She said, shout out, go Panthers. So shout out to Susie and Michael. That means Michael Crispino's watching. Also, shout out to my friend Andrew Harder. I know if we got a live broadcast, he's probably watching that game as well. So also Gracie Beatty online saying go Panthers. And again, Alondra McFarland says go Lady Cats. Of course, keep those comments coming. All those comments were on Facebook. Remember, on Facebook and YouTube, both of them, feel free to comment. Let us know who you're cheering for. If there's a player you want to give a shout out. Since I am flying solo, I'll try the best I can do to answer it. So we're glad to have you guys here. We're going to step away and take a quick break, about 6.5 minutes. And but right now, Lady Bearcats in control here after the end of the first half here on the Twin Lakes Sports Network. We'll be right back. All right, we're getting ready to come back here for the third quarter here on the Twin Lakes Sports Network. We got a couple comments to get caught up on. Looks like we got Joanne Caraway online. She's watching on Facebook. She said, "Go Cats." Omel Cross says, "Great game. Go Cats." Dashka Thomas online says, "Go Panthers." And appreciate Jessica Williams for tying someone into the broadcast, tagging them in. So appreciate you guys joining us here on the Twin Lakes Sports Network. Of course, this is, I think, game number 52 that we've done so far this year. So we're glad to be back for our 7th season here on the Twin Lakes Sports Network. I think this is game 472. We're not going to get to 500 this year, but maybe later in the year, if we come back for a season 8. So it's been a fun year. Appreciate you guys joining us on Facebook and YouTube. And guys, the way you can help us out too is if you haven't done it yet, hit that follow button, follow us on Facebook. And if you're on YouTube, subscribe to us on YouTube, guys. That helps us out. So also appreciate it. Looks like we got Tammy online. She said you're all doing a good job. Go Cats. No, you're not getting the full Twin Lakes Sports Network experience tonight. Joey the Dealmaker Shaw, he's still tied up over at Clay Maxey Chevrolet. So he's usually here working the camera. So he's always zooming in, getting those really close shots. Since I'm doing the game by myself today, I'm having to work scoreboard, camera, and talk. So I have to do the far camera shot. So the camera work's not as good as if when we had the Dealmaker here. So, but we'll do our best, and appreciate you guys joining us for a Monday night basketball matchup. First of 2 nights this week here on TLSN. So we're so glad to have you guys joining us. And it's been a good first half for Melbourne. The Lady Cats showing why they have the record they do, off to a tremendous start again tonight. And Yellville's probably lucky. Melbourne's had some problems from three-point range. If they were hitting it more, they could be down even more here. So right now, probably only lucky to be down 18. They had some really good looks in the first half. Right now up 18. They get possession first here starting the third quarter. Got Gay Smith saying, "So thankful to be able to see our Bearcats. Glad to be able to cover you guys and hope to cover some more of the Bearcats. You guys always have a great fan base and are a lot of fun." Jump ball is going to be the call. It's going to go to the Lady Panthers. So I know you guys, I know anytime I share anything Melbourne Bearcats, you guys always share it like crazy. So I appreciate that. So here we go, third quarter. There's Layton with the move inside, loses the ball. And here comes Melbourne. Yellville kept it close for about the first 6 minutes, but then Melbourne just really dominating on the boards. There's a three-pointer from outside. Big shot is good. Edwards with the three. And that makes it now 21-point lead for Melbourne. This one's starting to get away from Yellville here in the third quarter. Good defensive play by High School there. Wrapped up, knocks out of bounds. Good defense there by Ott. Forces the turnover, and they're going to get it back. Layton to inbound it for the Lady Panthers. Ott with the drive. Misses a shot, gets her own rebound. Three-pointer from outside, short. Of course, Melbourne has set quite a few of their starters right now with the game in control. So they got McCarn and a lot of them sitting on the bench. And here comes a steal from Spence, trying to take it in. Nice play from Spence, gets the bucket. Of course, a lot of these teams are playing 3 to 4 nights this week, so, you know, coaches be smart to use their bench. Here's a three-pointer from outside. Pearson nails the three, and now the lead is 22. Layton stops, shoots. High school gets the rebound. Here comes Melbourne back in control. Up 22 here on TLSN. Another book out with the three, and now the lead is 25. So Melbourne's definitely found their range in the third quarter and has pulled away. Dearmore still working hard down low. She draws the foul. Looks like Dearmore going the line. Fouls on number 22. That's on Pearson. That's going to be her first. Now starters checking back in for Melbourne. Dearmore at the line, missed the first one. Here's the second attempt. Sinks the second one. Number 23, Caraway, setting up offense for the Lady Cats. Shout out to our great fans over at Yellville. Of course, it's been another fun season covering Yellville Summit basketball, volleyball, and football. McCarn takes it in, draws the foul. Foul's going to be on 00 Ott. It's going to be second on her, first on the team here in the third quarter. McCarn goes to the line. First free throw off the back of the iron. Gibson and Story check in for Yellville. McCarn hits 1 of 2. Lead back to 25. Halfway through the third quarter. What's going to be a busy week of basketball here in North Central Arkansas. With the weather, a lot of games being made up, especially these teams. And these are all conference matchups that are coming down the stretch. So these games going to be critical, trying to get their seeding set for the district tournament. Good ball movement, two-pointer there just inside the free throw line from Byram is no good. Dearmore playing hard for the Lady Panthers, also Layton. They go inside, there's Layton, good, nice block. Layton though continuing to work hard. Good defense there from Byram getting the block. Throwing ahead to McCarn. McCarn wasn't looking for it. Dearmore gets the steal, and she's going to bring it back the other way. Inside to Layton. Layton has it punched away again. Now they got McCarn running the break. And McCarn hits the bucket. Nice play from McCarn, and now the lead is 27. As Melbourne looking like they're going to bring in 5 new players. And probably rest the bench a little bit. Rebound from Webb. Three-pointer from outside. Loose ball. Gonna be out of bounds. Gonna stay with Melbourne. Subs coming in for Melbourne as they swap out their entire group. It's another three-pointer from the corner, and it's good. That's Cooper with the three. And now the lead is 30, so in the fourth it's going to be a mercy rule if it's a 30-point game. Layton stops, she shoots. No good. High School with the rebound. It's a three-pointer from the corner that's off. Tried to make the save. Good play there by Dearmore again. Dearmore tries to take it coast to coast, misses it. Layton comes flying in, trying to make the save.
Back into Lady Panthers, number 3, Riley Spence.
Of course, Layton lands out of bounds with the ball. She comes up. Looks like Layton limping a little bit. Hopefully she's okay. Possession's going to go to Melbourne on the out of bounds. Look like Layton's going to come out for a second as they're going to make sure she's okay. Tell you, number 13, True Layton, she always leaves it out on the court. She always plays hard for these Lady Panthers. Nice spin move, shot, no good. High School misses that one. Now it's High School and Gibson. Jump ball going to stay with the Lady Cats. 1:37 left here in the third quarter. Senior high boys game's going to be right after this one, so stay tuned here on TLSN. Should be a fun matchup. Nice swing inside. There's a good block by Story. Good defense from Story on the block. Gibson gets the steal. And now coming back the other way. 1:15 to go. Story, little give and go to Dearmore. Dearmore with the tough shot. Good defense there from Melbourne. Good dish there to number 30, High School. She was fouled on the play. Foul's going to be on Gates. It's going to be her first, second on the team. 57 seconds left here in the third quarter. Between quarters, we'll get caught up on comments online. First free throw from High School's up and good. So if you are watching online, you want to put something in the chat, we'd love to see it. Let us know who you're cheering for. Let us know. Let's run a little poll. Who's going to win this senior high boys matchup tonight between Yellville and Melbourne? We'd love to see your thoughts in the comments. High School sinks both free throws. Nice shot there. So the lead now is 32. Under a minute to go. Of course, junior high. There was no junior high boys game tonight. Junior high girls. The Melbourne team took the victory. That was a close game. Went down to the wire. If I would have had the equipment set up in time, I would love to stream that. Shot clock turned off. Three-pointer from outside. Yellville's going to come away with it. 17 seconds to go. Here's Gibson. Nothing there. There's Story just inside the three-point line. That one's short. Melbourne corrals the rebound, and now 3 seconds to go. They're going to get a shot off in time. Not going to do it. That's going to end it for the third. We're getting ready to go to the fourth, but the Lady Bearcats in control in our first of two here on the Twin Lakes Sports Network. And real quick, let's check our comments online since I haven't been able to really keep up on that like we normally do. Let me see. We got Gay Smith earlier said, so thankful for being able to see our Bearcats. Thanks. Looks like Taylor Lynch online. She's watching on YouTube. She says, go Lady Panthers. And Retha Miller, she says, go Cats, go. So my question for all you guys watching online, let us know who you're cheering for in the final game tonight. We got senior high boys matchup right after this. It's going to be Yellville and Melbourne. Who's taking that one? Put it in the comments. We'll run a little poll and see who you guys got. Melbourne in control up 32, so it's going to be a mercy rule running clock as long as it stays above 30 here in the fourth.
Fourth quarter starts with Panther basketball.
So the Panthers going to get the ball to start the fourth. Layton and Dearmore for Yellville. Yellville in. Nice move there from Dearmore. Shot went all the way around the rim, but it didn't go in. Three-pointer from outside, no good. Offensive rebound. Shot is off finally. Dearmore corrals it for the Lady Panthers. Of course, we'll have standings posted later this week. Normally we put those out on Thursday night after the game. Probably be a little bit later putting them out this week since we got so many games that are going on. So, of course, it's going to be critical with only a couple games left in the season. These last few matchups are going to be big. Of course, on the boys' side of the 3A, Flippin got a big victory the other night at home against Bergman, and now is taking the lead. They're in the lead on the 3A conference. First free throw from Layton, in and out. Second free throw attempt coming here from Layton. She misses them both. Cooper has the rebound. Going to bring it down for the Lady Cats. High School with the up and under, missed the left hand. Now True Layton. One point it was 17-10, but since then it's been a 34-9 run. Layton though with the bucket. Melbourne trying to answer back, misses it. Dearmore with the rebound. Here's Layton from the top, three-pointer. Again, three-pointers miss. High School gets the rebound, but Layton rips it away. So Yellville with this loss, they're going to fall to 6-21 on the season. Melbourne's going to improve to 24-2. According to Scorebook Live, sometimes those aren't spot on. Gibson hits the bucket. Three-pointer, it's going to be knocked out of bounds. That's off of book out. Now 51-23, halfway through the fourth quarter here. Layton loses the handle. Here comes Melbourne pushing the pace. Looking to take it coast to coast. Nice finger roll by Pearson. Pearson with a nice finger roll gets the bucket. He'll give and go there for Gibson. Yellville answers right back. Nice play from Gibson. Now it's back to a 28-point game. Three-pointer off the back of the iron, nothing there. Gets their own rebound. Gonna have another shot from outside. Layton gets another rebound. Layton with the drive, up and under. Layton is gonna draw the foul. Foul's gonna be on number 25, Edwards. It's gonna be her second. Layton goes to the line here. Layton hits the first one.
Back in the Lady Panthers, 0-0 broke out. Back in from Melbourne, number 30, Chloe High School. Back in the Lady Panthers, number 2, Chloe Gates.
So Layton hits them both, gets it to 53-27 as with 2 minutes left. Of course, Melbourne right now coming in this game 23-2 on the season. They're going to go to 9-1 in conference, so they're going to be one game behind Mountain View. Three-pointer from outside is good. Nice shot there by Cooper. And now Gibson trying to answer back. So Melbourne, yeah, will improve to 9-1. They're gonna in the conference. They're gonna go to 24-2 on the season. Yellville's gonna fall to 1-11 in conference, 6-21 on the season. Edwards with the bucket. Now 32-point game, 1 minute to go. Of course, we got a chance to see Mountain View earlier in the season. Got a chance to see them play Yellville, and they look really good. That's going to be a foul on Gibson, number 14. Of course, next game that's coming up, we got Melbourne coming in at 15-6 on the year. Yellville at 11-22. Yellville 3-8 in conference. Melbourne coming in at 6-3. So that should be it's going to be an important matchup. A lot of teams within a game or two of each other. So a lot's going to depend on what happens this last week. Three-pointer from outside off the front iron. High School gets the rebound. Takes it in. Going to draw the foul as the clock's going to run down. Foul's going to be on Odd as Haskell going to get a chance to shoot some free throws here.
Final score, Melbourne 59.
Actually, they're going to just call that the game. So Melbourne takes the victory 59-27 in our first game here on the Twin Lakes Sports Network, guys. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. We have senior boys action coming up next right here on TLSN. And before we leave, let me check our comments, see if we got any comments to get caught up on. We got James Woodard. He's joining us on YouTube, so thank you. He just became a member, so appreciate it, James. And congratulations to the Melbourne Lady Bearcats. They take the victory, and we'll be back in about 8 minutes for our second game of the night here on the Twin Lakes Sports Network.
Our Best Bank believes in the power of serving others. That's why we're committed to working with and supporting those who serve our communities. From the ones growing our food, to those putting it on everyone's plate. The ones building our neighborhoods, working to improve them, and supporting their neighbors in need. Our Best believes that all communities deserve a financial partner who cares. Our Best Bank, we believe.
All right, guys, welcome back. We're getting ready to start our second game of the night here on the Twin Lakes Sports Network. Senior high boys matchup coming here. Critical game here in the 3A2 conference as we're coming down the stretch. Final week here on the Twin Lakes Sports Network, and this should be a slobber knocker of a matchup. Of course, tonight's game is on you can watch it on Facebook and YouTube, either one of them. Be sure, whatever format you like watching in, be sure to check it in. So this should be a good one right here on TLSN. Of course, I'm going to be flying solo, so I will say, guys, give me a little grace on the, especially when it comes to getting the scoreboard updated and all that. So, of course, since I'm flying solo, you won't have the super close shots that you're normally used to getting with Joey the Dealmaker Shaw, but so glad to have you guys join us. Also, put in the comments, let us know who you're cheering for. It's like Alondra McFarland. She said, cheering on the Cats. Thank you, TLSN, for always doing a great job. Appreciate the live feed. Thank you, Alondra. Appreciate you guys. And got two great sets of fans here online tonight. So here we go, starting lineups as we get ready to do our second game. So we're going to start with Melbourne first. It's going to be number 2, Abe Cooper. Number 4, Colin Teague. Number 22, Joshua Hammock. Number 23, Cale Caraway. And number 30, Ty Lawrence. And they're coached by head coach Logan Bailey. And now starting lineup for the Yellville Summit Panthers, the home team.
Panther fans, it's time to make the starting lineup for your Yellville Summit Panthers. At guard, 5'10" senior number 3, Kendall Hickerson.
Number 3, Kendall Hickerson.
At guard, 5'8" sophomore, number 11, Trevin Spence.
Number 11, Trevin Spence.
At forward, a 6' junior, number 23, Jonah Sutterfield.
Number 23, Jonas Sutterfield.
At guard, a 5'10" senior, number 24, Noah Cantrell.
Number 24, Noah Cantrell.
And at forward, a 6'4" senior, number 33, Noah Ferguson.
And number 33, Noah Ferguson. That's your starting lineup for the Yellville Summit Panthers. They're coached by head coach David Ballard. Final game of the night. Melbourne's taking the junior high matchup and the senior high girls game. They're looking for a sweep here. I gotta tell you, on my Melbourne roster, every single number on my Melbourne roster is wrong. So take me a minute to kind of get all that straightened out. Melbourne's gonna have possession first as here we get started. Big 3A2 matchup. Three-pointer from the corner, it's short. Hickerson gets the rebound for Yellville, and here comes the Panthers. At halftime, I'll see if I can find a pin and we can get these rosters straightened out. So if I get a name wrong here in the first half, guys, I'm sorry, but every single name on my roster is off. There's Ferguson, takes it in strong. He's gonna draw the foul. Foul's going to be on number 2, Cooper. That's going to be his first. First on the team. Ferguson going the line here for 2 shots. We're so glad to have you guys joining us here on Facebook and YouTube tonight. Ferguson misses the first one. Second free throw attempt coming up. Of course, we'll be back here in Yellville next week when they take on Kingston. Ferguson hits 1 of 2. So Yellville jumps out 1-0 here in the first quarter. Melbourne with their second possession. Ball knocked away. Good defense there from Hickerson. It's going to be knocked out of bounds. Going to stay with Melbourne with 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Quick hands shown there by the Panthers. Eight seconds. There's a three-pointer moonshot from outside. It's off. Cantrell with the rebound for Yellville. And now Yellville get to see their second possession of the game. Hickerson over to Sutterfield. Sutterfield with the drive. Good ball movement. Finds Cantrell wide open from the top. Misses it. Spence with the rebound. Nice defensive play there by the Cats. With the block. That pass just a bit outside for ball one. Going to be out of bounds back to Yellville. So it looks like a little bit of miscommunication there on the Cats. Ball's on the floor, gets the steal. Give and go. Bucket is good and draws the foul. Foul's going to be on Sutterfield. So Teague with the bucket and draws the foul. Trying to complete the old-fashioned three-point play here. One rattles around, goes in. Melbourne now up 3-1. Nice play from Teague. We're going to get Ferguson with the offensive foul. First foul on Ferguson, team second. Well, this is Teague bringing it down for Melbourne. Loses that ball. Cantrell comes away with it. Throws it wildly, going to throw it out of bounds. He was trying to get it to Hickerson. Both teams looking a little sloppy, playing a little tense here in the opening 2 minutes. Got to wonder, too, these teams been on break. So they didn't get to play as many games last week, so be knocking off a little rust. There's Ferguson with some good defense there. Now 3-1 is the score. Drive with the left hand inside. Cantrell comes away with it, pushes it ahead to Hickerson. Hickerson with the finger roll. Bucket is good, and it's 3-3. Nice play there from Hickerson. As Sutterfield, looks like Sutterfield came off. Injured, so Sutterfield on the bench right now. Now Teague tries to go off the screen. The drive switches to the right hand. Nice play. Nice play from Teague. Makes it 5-3. Hickerson lost the handle. Good defense there. Good play from Teague, forcing the turnover. Now Teague's going to bring it down for the Bearcats. Again, I apologize. The roster they gave me completely off, so we'll try to get an updated roster for Melbourne. Hickerson, that's Gilly. So they're going to get the foul. Foul's going to be on Caraway. That's going to be his first. Second on the team. Both teams with 2 fouls here in the first quarter. Halfway through, 5-3 is the score. Hickerson with the drive. Nice dish. Ferguson with the bucket. Now we're knotted at 5. T couldn't hit the shot. Now Hickerson over to Gilly. Three-pointer from Stephen Curry range. There's Ferguson battling for the rebound. He comes away with it for Melbourne. Nothing there. They're going to set up offense right now. 5-5, 3:12 left here in the first quarter. Glad to have you guys joining us here on the Twin Lakes Sports Network. Tough drive to the inside. Throws that off of Ferguson. Good play there from Melbourne. Layton checks in for the Panthers. Ty Lawrence checks in for Melbourne. And Caden Williams. 3:01 to go. 12 seconds left on the shot clock for the Bearcats. Of course, conference rivals here in the 3A2. Melbourne right now ahead of Yellville. That's going to be a shot clock violation. Good defense there from the Panthers. Both teams struggling offensively here in the first quarter. Hickerson with the drive. Now Spence gets it over, back over to Hickerson. Hickerson with the drive. Hickerson really playing more of passing it when he drives inside instead of taking it in for the shot. There's Ferguson battling for the rebound. Going to go out of bounds off of Melbourne. Going to stay with Yellville with 2:17 left here in the first quarter. Hickerson to inbound it for the Panthers. Low scoring defensive battle here in the first quarter. Exactly how our Yellville Panther correspondent Emily Smith called it in her prediction. There's a drive. Gilly with the foul, hits the bucket. Shot is good, and he's going to go to the line. So Gilly's going to the line. That's 13th foul on Melbourne. Gilly misses the free throw. So now Yellville first lead since 1-0. Here's the finish on the other side. Bucket is good. Just like that, ties it right back up with the emphatic jam. Hickerson up and under. That's his money play right there. Hickerson puts Yellville back up 9-7. Now both offenses starting to heat up a little bit. Look at the fake. That got Ferguson off his feet.
Foul on 33, Noah Ferguson, his second, team third. Joshua Hammock at the line to shoot 2 for Melbourne.
So Hammock going to go to the line after the emphatic jam on the other side. First free throw off the back of the iron. That's 3 fouls on Yellville here in the first quarter.
Noah Cantrell and 21, Easton Boyd.
As Cantrell and Voigt check back into the game as Ferguson comes out.
Number 2, Abe Cooper.
0-2 from the line. So still down 2, 9-7. Go behind the back. Hickerson trying to get it down low. Looking to push the pace and get the bucket. Lawrence with the bucket. And now we're knotted back at 9. Good finish by number 30. There's Sutterfield from the corner, three-pointer. No good. Hammock pushing the pace. Up and under, bucket is good. Williams with the finish. And Melbourne definitely picked up a little pace on their offense here in the last minute. Now up to 11-9. Hickerson thought about it for a second. He's going to give it to Sutterfield. Swing it. There it is. Cantrell for 3. Misses it. The save again. Here comes Melbourne on the run again. Williams misses the shot. Now shot clock turned off. 10 seconds to go. Yellville down 2 here in the first quarter. Cantrell with the crossover, a lot of contact, throws it up, misses it. Loose ball, enough time. Are they going to take a long shot here at the buzzer? Shot is no good. Business picked up a little bit there in the last 2 minutes at the end of 1. Right now it's 11-5 here on the Twin Lakes Sports Network. We'll be right back.
Arvest Bank believes in the power of serving others. That's why we're committed to working with and supporting those who serve our communities. From the ones growing our food, to those putting it on everyone's plate. The ones building our neighborhoods, working to improve them, and supporting their neighbors in need. Arvest believes that all communities deserve a financial partner who cares. Arvest Bank, we believe.
I'm getting ready to start the second quarter here on the Twin Lakes Sports Network. Appreciate you guys joining us. Real quick, we got Stephen Kiter online. He says go Panthers. Randy Henley says go Yellville. Sandra Johnson says go Panthers. So guys, this is an interactive broadcast. We want to see your comments. So if you're watching the game, let us know who you're cheering for, who you want to win this matchup. If you're a Cats fan or if you're a Panther fan, we want to see who you're going for. And we got a good one. As started off very slow, sluggish offense, but both these teams, Melbourne especially, really started to push the pace in the last 2 minutes of the quarter. And as we go in the second, right now they're up 11-9. Yellville's going to get the ball first here to start the second quarter. Cantrell drive, the nice dish. Voigt working hard, misses a shot. Again, here comes the Cats pushing the pace. Nice up and under, bucket is good. Cooper with the bucket. And now the lead is 4. Can definitely tell when they get the rebound, they're just getting out and running. Looks like foul's going to be on 22. That's going to be on Hammock. That's going to be his first. As Gilly checks into the game for the Panthers. First foul here the second quarter. Hickerson's been the big scorer all year for Yellville. Sutterfield loses the handle. Here comes the Cats. There's a three-pointer from the corner. It's off. Strong rebound and put back by the lefty. Hammock with the bucket. Now Melbourne starting to find some rhythm on offense. The lead now is 6. Still 6:44 left here in the first half. There's Cantrell from downtown. Three-pointer from Cantrell. Gets it back to 15-12. Attacking the basket again. Hammock with the strong move, hits the shot, and the lead is back to 7 here on the Twin Lakes Sports Network. Of course, we couldn't do these games that we do. I think this is game 473 we've done in the last 7 years. Couldn't do it without these great sponsors, such as Bearded Brothers Seamless Gutters. If you need any gutter work done, give Bearded Brothers a call. They just did my gutters for me, did a great job. I need it after all this snow and ice. Also, Shark Creek Graphics, t-shirts, stickers, hats, banners, hoodies, license plates, and more on Facebook and Instagram. And Buffalo River Float Service. Hey, it's going to be float season before you know it. So be sure to give Buffalo River Float Service a call. They got canoes, kayaks, shuttle services, tubes, and more. And Letty's Fine Mexican Dining in Gassville. So all those Cats fans that are over here on your drive home, stop by Letty's in Gassville. Looks like Lacey Weston online. She's watching on YouTube. She just said, go Cats, go Bearcats. So keep those comments coming, guys. We love it. Right now it's 17-12, 5-point game here in the second quarter. 6 minutes to go. There's a steal, looking to take it in for the layup. Nice play. Teague with the finish, and now the lead is 7. Quick hands by Teague, led to the bucket, and now it's a 7-point game. Ferguson, nowhere to go. A lot of contact there as Gilly with the drive, finds Cantrell. Cantrell over to Gilly in the corner. Still 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Plenty of time as they get it to Hickerson. Hickerson with the spin move, the left hand, tough shot. And here comes the Cats running again. Going to take it in and draw the foul. Foul's going to be on Cantrell. So Ty Lawrence, number 30, goes to the line. 7-point lead, first foul on Cantrell. Lawrence hits the first free throw. Lawrence hits them both. Now it's a 9-point game, 21-12. Also, if you're watching online, let us know where you're watching for. We always like to see where, it's always cool to see where people are watching the games from. Let us know. Our baseline, tried to get it to Ferguson. Nothing there, and again, pushing the pace. Got a 4-on-2, and there's the left hand. Caraway with the left hand. And now the lead is 11, largest lead of the game for Melbourne. 4:50 to go. Drive from Hickerson. Misses it, loose ball. Loses the rebound, out of bounds. Going to go back to Melbourne.
Back in for Melbourne, number 24, Dawson Cooper. Number 12, Caden Williams.
So Cooper and Williams checks in for the Bearcats. 4:44 to go. It's been all Bearcats here in the second quarter. Of course, Melbourne won the junior high girls game. They won the senior high girls game. Now they're going for the sweep. Yellville trying to get the victory here. They need it too for the conference. Drive inside, it's no good. Good defense there from Ferguson. Cantrell comes away with it. They're really making Melbourne really step up their defensive intensity. Again, another turnover. Pushing the pace. There's a three-pointer from the top. It is good. Caraway with the three, and now the lead is 14. Cantrell, and there is Ferguson with the bucket. Back to a 12-point game. 3:32 left here in the first half. Trying to get outside. Good defense there from Gilly and Ferguson.
Checking in for Melbourne, number 2, Abe Cooper. 22, Joshua Hammock, and 30, Ty Lawrence. Back in for
Cooper
the
checks in for the Bearcats.
3, Jonah Sutterfield.
Checks Sutterfield, and Logan Layton checks in for Yellville. Monday night basketball tonight. First of two, we got 2 games this week. We'll be in Cotter on Thursday night. Cotter versus Tuckerman. Then we'll be back over here next week in Yellville. Now again, just turnovers killing the Yellville Summit Panthers here in the first half. Only 14 points offensively. Melbourne's definitely found their rhythm on offense. Hickerson almost had the steal. Three-pointer from the outside. Ferguson with the rebound. Shot is no good. Sutterfield thought about it for a second. Yellville's going to set back up with Layton on the outside. That was going to be on number 22, Hammock. That's going to be his second. Second on the team. 2:28 left here in the first half. Fresh shot clock for Yellville. Layton has it stolen, but unable to keep it. It's number 12. So it's going to go back to Yellville with 2:20 left. Yellville only 14 points in the first half. And Melbourne's done a good job on Hickerson. He's had to work. Hickerson tried going behind the back. Shot clock down to 4 seconds. 3, 2, wild shot thrown up. Actually a foul, so foul right at as the shot clock went off, so Yellville going to get another opportunity here. Under 2 minutes inside Ferguson. Hickerson with the drive. Foul's going to be on the floor. Foul's going to be on number 30, Lawrence. That's going to be his first. Caraway checks in. Fresh shot clock again for Yellville. Been tough sledding here offensively for the Yellville Summit Panthers. Drive to the inside is Hickerson. That was going to be on Cooper. That's his first, 5th on the team. So free throws for any foul here in the last minute, 25. Hickerson going to the line. Hickerson hits the first one. Hickerson hits 1 of 2. Nice drive, dish down low, tough shot, misses it. Offensive rebound, and the putback rattles around and goes down. Caraway with the bucket, and that puts it down to a 13-point lead. 1 minute left. Loose balls on the floor, defenders on the floor. Finally, the Cats come away with it with 45 seconds to go. Drive baseline up and under, no good. Wild shot is rebounded by Ferguson for Yellville.
Back into the Panthers, number
So Teague checks in for Melbourne, and we got Cantrell who checks in for Yellville. 7-second difference between shot clock and the game clock. So now Cantrell, there's a drive from Gilly. Gilly takes it in, hits the floor. Gilly's going to go to the line here with 29.2 seconds to go. So Gilly now goes to the line for 2 shots, 28-15. And misses the free throw. Gilly hits 1 of 2. Back to a 12-point game. Shot clock turned off here. See if Melbourne holds for a final shot, and looks like that's what they're going to do. Ten seconds. Baseline and a lot of contacts. Going to be Ferguson hit hard. Ferguson down right now.
Foul's on number 33, Noah Ferguson, his third personal foul, second team foul.
Foul's going to be on Ferguson as Coach Ballard over there checking on him.
Checking in for the Panthers, number 21,
It's like
checking in for Melbourne, number 24, is Austin Cooper.
Not sure if he landed on his hip as Ferguson goes off. 2.5 seconds ago. Foul was on Ferguson, so now free throws coming here for Teague with 2.5 seconds to go. Good thing is that Ferguson was able to get up. Misses the free throw. Gilly, going to be a long shot, doesn't hit it. So that's going to do it as we go to the end of the first half. It's 28-16. We'll be back in about 8 minutes here on TLSN. Should be a good one here in the second half.
Arvest Bank believes in the power of serving others. That's why we're committed to working with those who serve our communities, from the ones caring for us every day to those shaping our tomorrows. The ones dreaming big dreams, celebrating their unique cultures, and discovering the power of financial freedom. Arvest believes that all communities deserve a financial partner who cares. Arvest Bank, we believe.
We are at halftime here at Yellville right now. Melbourne up 28-16. As the cheerleaders on the court performing here, so we'll keep it running for a minute. We'll get caught up on some comments online. We got Joan Caraway online. She says, go Melbourne. It's like Joanne is watching on Facebook. We got Lou Gunther watching online as well. He says, go Bearcats. So, yeah, keep those comments coming, guys. We love it. Glad to have you joining us on Facebook and YouTube. Hope you're enjoying the stream. We'll apologize. Normally I got Joey the Dealmaker Shaw here working camera for me. Camera work's not near what it is when Joey's here, but I'm doing the best I can. Kind of flying solo tonight. But glad to have you guys joining us here on the Twin Lakes Sports Network, and appreciate all your support. If you haven't done it yet, go on Facebook and hit that follow button, guys. That helps us out. And if you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, guys, and help us. We just went over 7,900 total subscribers and followers on Facebook and YouTube. We'd love to hit 8,000. We only got 1 week left of ball coverage, but we'd love to see it. Of course, we'll get updated standings posted later this week after these matchups take place here on the Twin Lakes Sports Network. So stay tuned. We got about 6 minutes left here of halftime. Go get your popcorn ready, get your whatever you're drinking ready, and we'll be back starting here shortly here on TLSN. All right, guys, we're getting ready to start the second half. Yellville right now down 28-16. They're down 12 here in our final game of the evening here on the Twin Lakes Sports Network. Real quick, we're going to take a look at some standings real quick. Of course, these are all courtesy of Scorebook Live. I'll go and share, guys. Scorebook Live is not always correct, so if I do say a standing or a record that's not right, guys, I'm just going by Scorebook Live, so nothing I can do on it. But tonight's matchup, senior boys matchup, Yellville right now 11-12 overall, 3-8 in conference. 7 games behind first place Flippin', but only 2 games behind Cave City, which is number 5. So Yellville really needing to come back here in the second half. Melbourne 15-6. They're 6-3 on conference. Right now they're 3 games behind Flippin'. They're only half a game behind number 2 Bergman. Bergman at 7-3. Melbourne at 6-3. So those teams really close, battling it out. Senior high girls that we did earlier, of course, Melbourne senior girls took the victory. They moved to 9-1 in conference. 24-2 on the season. Yellville fell to 1-11 and 6-21 overall. So Melbourne right now is only a game behind number 1 Mountain View as we go down this last week of exciting action here on the Twin Lakes Sports Network. A lot of great matchups coming on this week. Also, keep those comments coming, guys. If you're watching too, hit that share button, tag in a family member. Maybe it's someone that couldn't make it up to the game. This is a way they can watch the game live. Whether you're a Bearcat or a Panther fan, we'd love to see. We just like having the interaction with the fans, guys. So feel free to keep those comments coming. Let us know who you're cheering for in the chat as we get ready to get started with the third quarter. Melbourne on the floor. And here we go, third quarter. Monday night basketball action with all these makeup games this week. Some crazy schedules. And I'll tell you what, it's going to be a marathon week for most of the ball teams in the area as they're coming down the stretch. Here's a three-pointer from the top, in and out. Spence skies for the rebound, and Yellville gets a stop on the first possession. So here we go, third quarter. Hickerson's shot doesn't go. Now here goes Melbourne again pushing the pace. That's where they got their success and really started with a jam from number 22 there in that second quarter. It's when they really started to get rolling. Or I'm sorry, that might have been towards the end of the first quarter. There's a little give and go. Takes it in, Ferguson. They're going to get him with the foul. That's going to be 4 on Ferguson. Hammett going the line. He's got 2 shots here, and he hits the first one. Gilly checks in for Ferguson playing with foul trouble. That extends the lead now to 13. And he hits both of them. Lead now is 14 here in the third. Cantrell brings it down for the Panthers. They just got to get something going on offense. Cantrell with the drive. Draws the foul on the shot attempt. Foul's going to be on Cooper. That's number 2 on Cooper. So Cantrell goes to the line here. First free throw in and out. Again, Yellville struggling from the line this evening. Last couple times we've covered him, free throws have really hurt him when they've tried to get back into some of these games. But Cantrell hits the second one. It's 1 of 2, 30-17. Bearcats up 13, 7 minutes left here in the third quarter. Drive inside, loses the handle. It's going to be out of bounds off of Melbourne. So Yellville with the defensive stop. Yellville still hanging around. You think if they can go on a little 5-0 run or 6-0 run, they'll be right back in this thing. You just got to find something working offensively. Hickerson and Cantrell on the outside. There's Sutterfield, 23. Sutterfield lost the ball out of bounds. Three-pointer from the corner is up off the front of the iron. There's Cantrell with the rebound for Yellville. Spence with the drive, nothing there. Cantrell comes over to help out in the corner. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Good pass to Sutterfield. He lost the handle. Gets it to Gilly for three. Misses it. Yellville unable to take advantage. They're going to call that on Gilly. So Hammock's going to go to the line for 2 shots, fouled in the act of shooting. I tell you, both teams not really tearing it up from the line tonight. It ends up being a close game. Both teams could say they gave it away from at the line. Hammock misses both free throws, knocked out of bounds. Yellville's going to keep it. Actually, they're going to call a foul on Caraway. That's going to be his second, so already 2 fouls on both teams. There's Spence and Gilly on the outside. Hickerson lost the handle and then tried to just slap it over to Spence. It's kind of been Hickerson's bread and butter all season long, taking it into the paint, but Melbourne has done a good job collapsing on him. Nice play underneath as Hammock with the bucket. That gets the lead back to 15. Still plenty of time for Yellville, but they're going to have to get something going offensively. There's Hickerson with the drive inside, takes it in, misses it, gets his own rebound and put back. And there's Kendall Hickerson with the score. Gets it back to a 13-point game. Still plenty of time left for the Panthers. Good game tonight on the Twin Lakes Sports Network. Loose ball, here comes Hickerson away with it. Yellville, though, playing much better here in the third quarter defensively. It's just they need a couple buckets, try to get back into it. There's Spence for three. Shot is off. Here goes Melbourne again. 2-on-1, and there's going to be an easy bucket for Caraway. It's back to a 15-point game. Cantrell thought about it. He's going to drive inside, takes it in. Tough shot. Loose ball. Caraway comes away with it for Melbourne. Now takes it in. Cooper with the score. Again, Yellville not getting back on defense. There's Hickerson with the pretty up and under. Back to a 15-point game. Halfway through the third quarter, time's starting to run out here on Yellville. There's a three-pointer from the top. Loose ball, it's tipped out of bounds. It's going to stay with Melbourne off of Yellville. Fresh shot clock here for the Bearcats. 3:09 left. There's a three-pointer. Tough shot from Cooper with the big three, and now the lead back is 18. Largest lead of the game now for Melbourne. Hickerson drives, kicks it over to Spence. There's Layton. Spence takes it in, nothing there. Gonna pull it back out. Three-pointer is short. And now Melbourne again with the nice dish underneath, unable to finish the shot. It was Cooper. That was a pretty move, just didn't finish the shot. Gilly goes down low, back out to Gilly. Gilly with the drive, takes it in, draws the foul. Shot does not fall. So now Gilly going to the line for two shots. First free throw is no good from Gilly. Second free throw from Gilly rattles around and goes down. So it's now back to a 17-point game. Under 2 minutes left here in the third quarter. Melbourne, you got to give them credit defensively. They've done a good job forcing a lot of turnovers. And they've really made it hard for Hickerson tonight. Voigt with the rebound. Yellville needing something to energize this crowd too as Hickerson takes it in. Foul's going to be on number 30, Lawrence. That's 2 on him, 4 on Melbourne. With 1:21 left here in the third quarter, Hickerson at the line. Hickerson misses the first one as Sutterfield checks back in for Yellville. "17-point lead. Hickerson hits 1 of 2. Gets it to a 16-point game. Three-pointer is open, and it is good. Teague with the 3. They call a foul on Caraway. So in the penalty is going to be free throws. So that's the 5th foul on Caraway. So it looks like Hickerson's going to go to the line. So 2 shots coming now for Hickerson. And Hickerson hits the first one. The lead now is 18. Hickerson gets it back to 17. 1 minute left, though, in the third quarter, and it's been Melbourne in control. There's Layton with the steal, so now Yellville Would love to try to finish with something big here to finish the third quarter, get some momentum going into the fourth. Hickerson with the drive. Nice dish to Sutterfield. To Voigt, partially blocked. Three-pointer from Hickerson. And Yellville needed that. Hickerson with a big three. Gets it back to 14. Shot clock going to be turned off for this last possession for Melbourne. 42-28. Yellville with a little bit of life there with Kendall Hickerson hitting the big three. He can score points in bunches, and they definitely need it. There's a nice drive to the inside. Bucket is good. And that's going to do it as we go to the fourth. So right now it's a 16-point lead for Melbourne. It's 44-28 as we get ready to go to the fourth here on the Twin Lakes Sports Network. Of course, we couldn't do this broadcast without these great sponsors, and we couldn't do it without you guys joining us online. We appreciate you. Let's read some comments we got online. We got, looks like Candace Gillihan. She's watching on Facebook. She just commented. It looks like it's Go Mackey. So appreciate her joining us. Appreciate all you guys joining us from Yellville and from Melbourne. And if you haven't done it yet, go online, follow us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube. Appreciate all the Panther and Cats fans. You guys are always sharing all of our posts that we do when we post weekly standings and all that type of stuff. And glad to have you guys joining us here on the Twin Lakes Sports Network. Of course, I'm flying solo tonight, so we don't have our cameraman. So I know the camera work isn't the high quality that you guys are used to, but I'm doing the best I can on it. And appreciate you guys giving me a little grace on it. It's a lot to talk, work scoreboard, and also work the camera. So I appreciate you guys cutting me a little slack. I've been a little slow getting some scores up today. So now, speaking of scoring, Yellville's going to have to score, and they're going to have to score quick if they want to get back into this thing. Three-pointer rattles around, and it is good. That gets it down to 13. So Yellville in the last couple possessions with a couple threes. Now the lead is down to 13. There's a nice drive. My Hammock bucket is good. It's now back to a 15-point lead. 46-31. Hickerson from way downtown from Stephen Curry range doesn't hit that one. Looks like they're going to call the foul on Layton. So it's going to be the first foul on Layton, team's first. 7:12 to go. $15-point lead for Melbourne. Oh, pretty move, and the bucket is good. Hammock, the lefty, finished with the right hand. Foul's going to be on Sutterfield. That's going to be his second, and that's the team's second. As Hammock goes to the line. So Ferguson, Spence, and Gilly checks in for Yellville. We're trying to complete the old-fashioned three-point play as Hammock here. Misses the shot, but then battling, trying to get the rebound. Good hustle there by Hammock, but he goes out of bounds. Now the lead back to 17. 6:50 to go. It's crunch time here for Yellville. Three-pointer from Cantrell is no good. Rebound from Teague. He catches, he shoots, three-pointer in and out. Gonna be swatted out of bounds. Gonna go back to Yellville. 6:13 left here in the fourth quarter.
Back in for Melbourne, number 3, Mason Wren, and 24, Dawson Cooper.
Now Hickerson, Gilly. Hickerson's hit a couple threes. Good pressure defense. Tough shot from Hickerson. No good. Loose ball. Ferguson gets the rebound. Pass is stolen, and here comes Melbourne. They got a 4-on-1 and the finish. Caraway with the finish. And now it's 50-31. Spin move there from Hickerson. Unfortunately, I don't think I got all that one. Trying to get the camera back, trying to change the score, but good play by Hickerson. Pretty move there. Nice spin move and finish. That's back to a 17-point game. 5:26 to go. Punched away. Good play there by Cantrell. Tough hesitation, rebound. Again, just rebound after rebound. Ferguson finally steps in, gets the block. There's the steal from Hickerson. Hickerson misses the layup. Gilly gets the rebound. Gilly landed kind of awkward.
Foul number 13. Fouls on 23, Cale Caraway. His fourth personal foul.
Foul's going to be on Caraway. It's actually, I believe, number 4 on Caraway. And Gilly hits the first free throw.
Checking in for Melbourne, number 12, King Williams. Number 30, Ty Lawrence, and 22, Joshua Hammond.
Now Gilly, second free throw. Score stays 16-point spread. Here comes Hammock pushing the pace. 3-on-2, takes it in, misses the shot. Spence is going to be tied up. It's going to be a jump ball. Going to stay with the Bearcats with 4:52 left. 27 seconds left on the shot clock. Oh, beautiful fake and finish. Williams, nice play. Bucket is good. Now the lead is 18. Gilly from outside misses the three. Hammock inside, just slicing the defense. And now the largest lead of the game is 20 halfway through the fourth. Hickerson with the drive, draws the foul. Off the pass from Ferguson. Foul's going to be on Williams. That's going to be his second personal, second team foul. So Hickerson going the line for 2 shots here. Ferguson with the rebound and the putback. Gets it back to an 18-point game. And we're going to take their time, run a little bit of clock here. Tough move and finish. Nice play.
Basket good by
Teague hits the bucket. Foul's going to be on Hickerson, and now Teague goes to the line to complete the old-fashioned three-point play. So the lead is 20. 3:34 left in here in the fourth quarter. And now the largest lead of the game, 21. Yellville just offensively hasn't been able to get very many buckets. Good defense tonight from the Bearcats, forcing a lot of turnovers. Hickerson throws up the three, big three-pointer there. Yellville with the stop, and now really needing to play with a sense of urgency down to 3 minutes. Hickerson over to Ferguson. Ferguson with the drive inside, hits the bucket. Now it's back to 16, but only 2:20 left. Drive and finish. Nice play by Cooper. That gets it to 59-41. Hickerson from outside misses it. Ferguson with the rebound. Now Cantrell with the drive, and it is stolen. Melbourne with the turnover, now a 3-on-1. Going to be a turnover back to Yellville, but Melbourne looking like they are going to get the victory tonight. So in this conference matchup, this is going to definitely help them in the 3A2 conference, as fans now starting to make their way out. Hickerson drives, he shoots. It's off. There's Voigt with the rebound. Punched away. And now Melbourne's going to bring it back the other way with 1 minute left here in the fourth. So a road victory here for the Bearcats. Loose ball. Melbourne gets the offensive rebound now. Going to wind the clock down. To a good conference win for the Bearcats. Partially blocked out of bounds. Going to go back to Yellville. 32 seconds ago. So Melbourne with the victory, they're going to move to 16-6 on the season. They'll be 7-3 in conference. Right now they're currently number 3. Yellville's going to fall to 3-9 in conference. Loose ball. Hickerson's going to step back, and he'll take the three. Ferguson with the rebound and the putback. So Yellville's going to fall to 11-13 on the season as Melbourne walks the clock off. So Melbourne they're going to sweep all three tonight. They take the victory in the senior boys final, 59-43. So Melbourne now improves to 16-6, 7-3 in conference. Yellville's going to fall to 3-9 in conference and 11-13 on the season. So congratulations to the Melbourne Bearcats. Appreciate all those Melbourne fans that joined us online tonight. So the Melbourne Bearcats take a sweep. They take all 3 games tonight, so congratulations. We'll be back on Thursday night. We'll be over in Cotter on Thursday night. It's going to be Cotter versus Tuckerman for their senior night. And then we'll be back over here at Yellville next week, as Yellville will be taking on Kingston on Tuesday. So for the Loose Cannon, David McPhee, thanks for joining me tonight, and appreciate it. Congratulations to the Melbourne Bearcats, and good effort there from the Yellville Summit Panthers. So we'll see you Thursday night here on the Twin Lakes Sports Network. Have a great week, everyone.